Okay, now instead of, we're going to graph, but instead of just graphing a simple equation with a line, it's now an inequality, okay? Now, when you graph just a line and leave it, the line, just having a line tells you all the points on that line make one side equal to the other. It's a little more complex than that with greater than and less than, because not only do you have the line, and so the line represents equals, sometimes the equals ain't even there, sometimes it is there, okay? That's going to be easy to deal with. But that less than greater than is kind of a game changer, okay? Now, you need to follow my process and so forth. So with graphing inequalities, first you want to identify the form. So let's go over the form and technique. So if we got y by itself with x on the other side, we're going to go with the slope-intercept. It's in slope-intercept form. My m is the x coefficient, and then the b is the other number. So the slope's 3 over 1. If it's an integer, you put a 1 under it, and then the b, -4. So I put a 1 here because you go down 4. You just start in the middle, go down 4, and then from that point, you're going to go up 3 because it's positive and write 1. And then do it again. Repeat. Now, if the x and y are on the same side of the inequality, it's in standard form. So standard form, you make a table with the 0 for x, 0 for y, and then you copy twice, but just write the regular equal sign, okay? And then find the axis intercepts by dividing. It's really pretty easy. So that'll have 2 points, okay? Now, when we get the line drawn, you see out here the equal sign's not there. So if the equals bar is there, which it is here but not here, if the equals bar is there, it's going to be a solid line like normal. But if the equals is not there, you make it dash. Now why is that? Because the line has all the points that make one side equal to the other. Okay? When you dash it, you're saying, okay, it's not supposed to be equals because that's not there. But if you make it solid, you're saying, okay, the equal sign's there, so we include that. And then you're going to have to run a test because the line divides the XY coordinates that give you a true and a false. Okay, and I'll get more into the test, but first let's get the lines down. So here's the sign, the inequality, and I can see the y is by itself and the x is here, so it mostly represents that. So that's a slope-intercept form, slope-int form. And beneath it, when we have an inequality, I want you to tell me if it's going to be dashed or solid. Well, the bar's not there, so write dashed. Okay? If you get confused on that, right there. All right, so slope-intercept, we do m and b. So m is whatever's in front of x, and then b is the other number. Then I write the word slope and y-intercept. Okay, so our slope is the m, the -1/3. Okay, and that's already a fraction. It's not an integer, so we're good. And the y-intercept is +5. Okay, now again, number one, you want to plot your y-intercept. So +5. This is the y, this is the x. The y-intercept has nothing to do with the sideways. You just go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then the slope's -1/3. So I'm going to go down 1. Because I'm going down because it's negative, and then we're still going to the right. Okay, we're never going to go to the left. Up and down changes, not left to right. We always want to go forward. So I go down 1, right, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, you can't really see the lines. And then what the heck, I'll repeat. 1, 1, 2, 3. And it says it's supposed to be dashed, so we better make it dash. That means these are all the points that make the y equal to -1/3 times whatever x is plus 5. But it's not supposed to be equal, only less than. Now, what we have to do at this point is run a test to see which side of the line has all the x, y true points and which side has all the false points. There's a strategy that makes it easy. Write test, okay? After you get your information down. Select 0, 0 and mark it, okay? So this is where 0, 0 is at, and I'm going to put x is 0 and y is 0, okay? Replace both variables with 0. Now what that means is take that down and just copy it. So y less than negative 1/3 x plus 5. Now get rid of that y and just put a 0. Now you'll want to parenthesize the x so you can separate it from the negative 1/3 and just put 0 in there. Okay. Alright, so I have 0. I have my sign. And then what's anything times 0? 0. And then add 5, it's 5. Now, does a number open up towards the greater value? Yeah, it does. So that's true. And all you do then is go here on this point, because that's the point you are testing. Put T and cross over. Here's the dividing line. Go to the other side of that and put false. This has all the true points. This has all the false points. So I don't know why you'd want to, but if you pick 3, 1, you'd get a true. If you would pick 1, 7, you would get a false. X, 1 for X, 7 for Y. That's not going to make a true statement. So this is just a quick way to get all the points. Now, in Algebra 1, if you took it over in Aurelia in 8th grade, you probably had to shade the true side. I don't do that. I just want T and F. Okay, I want the concept to get across. Okay, next one. What does this most resemble? Well, I think it's another slope-intercept, given the fact that the y is by itself. So slope int form. But this time the bar is there, so it will not be a dashed line, it will be a solid line. So label your M and B. Slope is the M and the y-intercept's the B. Real easy. Slope's negative 5. The integer needs to be made into a fraction. Put a 1 under it. And the y-intercept's positive 2. Okay, so I'm going to go to positive 2, 1, 2. That's for, again, do that first and then use your slope to get your second. Now this is negative, so you're going to go down and to the right. So down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 1. Do it again if you have room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 1. And remember, it's a solid line. Use a ruler if you have one, or just do the best you can to make it straight. Now, since it was an inequality, not just a regular equals, I mean the equals is there, but also now we have to do the greater than part with our test. Select 0, 0 and mark it, so I'd be right here. Okay, x is 0, y is 0. It's close to the line, but it's on this side clearly. Now, replace both variables with 0. So just copy that down. Copy that down. Get y out. 0's going in. And now parenthesize your x and just replace that with 0. Now we have the 0. We have the sign. And what's anything times 0? 0. Now plus 2 would be 2. Okay, 2 is larger, the larger value, but the sign is not opening up towards 2, so that is false. Okay, so put an F, that point that we marked, put F, that point's false. So all points over here are F. And the other side's true. Okay. Now let's look at these next couple. This one here is not on the paper, but it's easy, okay, because there's only x with no y. But let's look at this one. What does that most resemble? Okay. That looks like this one because the variables are on the same side, so that's in standard form. And let's get the x and y table set up. And remember, copy it twice with a regular equals. So 4x, do it to the side because you need this part for the test. 4x minus 6y, and then just put a regular equals 18. And then again. Okay, now if x is 0, 4 times 0 is 0. And then negative 6 times y would equal 18. So the opposite of that, I'm putting a dot there for times. You just divide. I'm going to find the axis intercepts by dividing. Okay, so that's going to be negative 3. Now if the y is 0, we can eliminate the negative 6y. divided by 4. 18 divided by 4 is 4.5. Okay, so let's circle that point, graph it, and this is the x, this is the y. The x is 0, so stay in the middle, and the y is negative 3. 1, 2, 3. You don't need to put this down. You need to put the dot, but you don't need to put the 0, negative 3. I'm just showing you how I got that. And then 4.5, 0. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then half, and then that stays in the middle. Oh, shoot, it's standard. I needed to put whether it's a dashed or a solid line. There's no bar there, so that's going to be dashed. Because this side's not supposed to equal this side. It's only so it's saying, okay, I don't want it to be equal, so I make a dashed line instead of a solid line. It means all these points are not included in the solution. Okay, now it's test time. Copy that down. 4x minus 6y is greater than 18. Okay, replace both variables with 0. So get the x out. We'll want to parenthesize it so I know it's 4 times 0. And the same with the y. When that number's hugging the variable, you want to separate it. What's anything times 0? 0. What's anything times 0? 0. So that whole side's 0. And then we got the sign, and then we have 18. Okay, 18 is larger, but the sign does not open up towards 18, so that is a false statement. Okay. And by the way, I forgot to mark my point. I'm sorry. So that's F. That's always a point I'm going to pick because it's that easy. It's easy to calculate products where 0 is one of the factors. The other side's true. All right, now how about this one? Does it look like that one or that one? How about neither? So I'm going to put neither, and the line's there, so it's solid. It's neither because that's the only variable I have, so I just go make this table, and I'm going to put negative 2 under all 3 of my x's, and I like to make 3, you can make 2, you can make 1. And since y is not even in this inequality, we can pick whatever we want, so 1, 2, 3. And we'll still need to run the test, but let's get these points. Okay, x, y. So negative 2, 1. Negative 2, 2. Negative 2, 3. Okay, it's supposed to be a solid line, so let's go there. Alright, so x is 0, y is 0. Okay. Okay, so let's just copy that down. Get the x out and put 0 in. Don't need to make the parentheses because x didn't have a number in front of it. 0 is the higher value, and the sign's not opened up towards that, so that's false, dude. Okay, so that's F, and here's the dividing line, so the other side must be true. Okay, and then you got 2 of them to do on your own. One of them's in slope-intercept form. One of them's in standard form. Now you're going to see there's nothing here, so just don't use that graph. Okay, that's just what my copy looks like.